All right, go for it.
Tick tick pop, what up? Um, so we had a question in chat about how I feel about my current style at this point in time, and is there anything I'm trying to expand on or level up on? And I am ambivalent. Um, let's see here.
You should
So
talk about that.
yeah, I'm kind of not a fan of my style right now. Um, like if I'm to like kind of look at it from a third person sort of perspective, um, because I'm very confused at this moment. Like I'm kind of going through a lot artistically that makes me a little bit unsure about the direction I've been taking things, especially when it pertains to popping specifically. Um, so I don't, and that manifests in my dance in certain ways. But I'll get back to it. Like I think it's just like a natural. Like I'm very cyclic with these kind of things. Um, so I'm sure in a couple months I'll be back to feeling fine, and then a couple weeks after that I'll be back to feeling like shit. This one feels a little bit bigger and more carrying a little more weight with my future direction as an artist. But yeah.
Elaborate, because
Elaborate. Well, yeah, because like I guess if they don't have the context of the earlier talk,
exactly.
yeah, like I'm just kind of at a point where, um, I'm not sure if the things I want to be working on are, if it's best grown from within the scope of popping, or if I should kind of remove myself from that context, just for the sake
Free
of
yourself
development.
from
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah,
context maybe is a
yeah, yeah,
better.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just that I don't judge it against kind of popping norms.
Criteria.
Yeah, while I'm developing all that, and then maybe at the end of it, I bring it back into popping. I don't know. But
I feel like JJ has done that. Like went way out, and when I see these recent things of him, it's like super inside popping. What are the things that you're feeling compelled to explore?
like a lot of footwork, right now, and like I mentioned before, like a lot of it is rooted in stuff that I learned in popping, like floats, fixed points, dime stops, certain leg controls, but but it's not so specifically tied to the way that poppers move all the time.
And it sounds like it also is not specifically tied to having a focus on hitting.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's probably a bigger
Yeah.
part of it. Um, and then it's also roping in some elements from yoga, contemporary, at least with like kind of foot positional stuff, hip hop, house. Like it's just piecing together a lot of the stuff I love, but trying to formalize some technical frameworks around that. Um,
And you're super inspired by Light Feet, yeah?
yeah, I love light feet. Light feet. Yeah, I love light feet on numerous levels. As a footwork style, yes, and like just as like a cultural like exchange, experience, yes. Like, and honestly, actually, I haven't talked to you about this before, but on like a character level, I vibe so much more with the character that tends to come out in light feet than I do with the character that tends to come out in popping and hip hop and crump. Like, um, although you could consider light feet a hip hop style if you want. But like, I'd say I see a lot more goofiness in the character in light feet. Not everyone's different, obviously, but the people that I watch, like, there's just like a kind of like a smile to it. Like you would want to do the Carlton dance with this face or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I've never been someone that fits up super tight into the like I'm not super swaggy. Like let's be real. Like I don't show up with the like face. I'm
Yeah.
not dead ass serious when I'm battling. And like I feel more at home existing in that character and existing around other characters that are like that.
Yeah, actually, I wonder. It makes me think that what I hear you say is that The character that you're talking about, playfulness is a good word for it. It it's sort of like if you're in a playful mood and somebody comes at you aggressively, it's pretty shocking because playfulness doesn't have a sort of like defense up.
Yeah, possibly. I don't.
All right.
I don't think about this that deeply
Yeah,
all the time,
all
but
right, all
that
right.
sounds fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just kind of like I vibe with it in a different way than I do with other styles. And so I would love to rope that character kind of more and integrate it more with what I do now. And I kind of did at the Versus style battle, like when I battled Alvin. Like I had a little lock in at the end, as a kind of a little like homage to E Solo, who was there judging. And it's just like a fun thing. Whether or not I ever successfully bring it into popping, who knows, right? But I'm finally, like, for years I didn't really have any resources in LA to talk to about any of this stuff. I just had to kind of watch on YouTube, and I learned a little bit when I went to New York. But now Short Circuit is out here, and King Kai, and they started having up a bunch, or not a bunch, but they started having a light feed session that I went to. They've come over to my place a couple times, and like we talked about training, and I plastered them with questions, cultural questions, technical questions, and I cipher with them every chance I get because it's just like a super fun vibe to be around. I feel, and I personally, when I'm dancing with those guys, I don't even necessarily focus so hard on like the mad creativity or anything. Like I really just want to be there with them in that moment, like socially.
Yeah.
And that's something you don't get quite as much with popping on average, maybe with certain people.
Elaborate again.
Like, it's just it feels like more of a social dance. Yeah. Than at least popping in its current state, as I experience it. There's a sociality to like strutting and like doing partner routines and stuff like that. But just on like a like together like kind of level. Like,
sure.
Yeah, life is just in a different space.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it has more like dances that if somebody starts doing it, right, that the rest of them can pick it up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I definitely think that's a thing of all the dances that popping lacks the most is recognizable things that are, I guess, basically party dances, recognizable things that when one person starts doing it, the rest of the people around can jump in.
And that's low key a foible of being a unique creative dancer on some levels, right? Like if you're trying to be unique, like
Totally.
how's anyone ever going to just pick up on what you're doing exactly in that moment?
Yeah.
So that'll be a nice triangulation to find, if I can find it for myself, of like being able to immerse myself in a truly creative moment and then dropping back to like a social moment, to wrap it all together. So that's kind of where that is. And that's part of, I guess, to answer the original question, what I'm working on right now. And John Tetley just had a comment about like footwork and leg work. And that's honestly like a constant point of focus for me. Like a lot of these like feet positions that people hit, like for example, like when people like hit their heels together and they have one foot on the ground. You can't really hear me. Like one foot on the ground, but their heels are together. What I usually see out of that is like you go up on one foot, and then when you connect them, you just use this foot to kind of push it down. Like that's like the cut and dry kind of implementation of that footwork position. And for years, I've been trying to learn how to just really stick that shit and like sit on it, be able to like I practice like waving while I'm sitting up there, isolating my hips. Like I just want to be able to do much more with those kind of positions before I drop it, as like a kind of proof of control sort of thing.
Yeah, he loves this proof of control concept. And I don't know if will you actually will you talk about your training a little bit, because I personally was shocked when I like on Sundays training, like, oh, he's working on like he's working on an exercise level to get this control. It's not just like do it and
Yeah.
lab it.
Yeah. And that's something I've been kind of like building up over a few years too.
Yeah.
And recently Diesel's been kind of hopping in and adding to it. But yeah, like I've got a whole kind of regimen around leg mobility, leg strength, balance, threading. Yeah, like I've got a whole like structure down there for the leg threads. And there's a lot of like yoga stuff that happens in that. A few drills I've commandeered from like watching floor bar exercise and stuff. I'm not a ballet dancer at all though, so those are super hard.
YouTube.
And just stuff that I've just like stuff accrued knowledge over time. But the stuff I'm working on is definitely like the physicality of it is pretty up there for me to kind of execute it on the level I want to, and I'm absolutely not at the level I want to.
And one of the things that I loved about something Jordan said to me, I don't know, a month ago or something, was like, I was training with him. I was like, oh my God, dude, you're in such good shape. This is so embarrassing. He's like, bro, I'm only in good shape like if you stay in the context of popping. Like the minute you go into contemporary or house or something like that, they're doing crazy stuff.
Yeah, poppers need to be in better shape. so. We are like the least physically demanding style.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man, and that's like back to like a kind of artistic level. Especially as I kind of develop a career outside of dance, even like it's increasingly important for me to connect dance back to the rest of my life. Otherwise, it becomes harder and harder to justify putting in an immense amount of time to developing it. And so like right now I'm able to connect it on like an exercise level. Like it keeps me in great shape. I'm constantly working out my mind. Every time I go in, I'm trying to make something new. I'm constantly challenging my ego, which is something I'll be dealing with at all hours every single day. And especially like at the office, like in corporate America, it's like people cut the shit like super hard. I actually have gotten in trouble among dancers a couple of times, just like using kind of like short, almost like cold language, I guess, in talking to people. But I mean nothing by it. That's just how I'm talked to every day. Like at the office, like my boss is like a friend of mine, but even she's like, yeah, like you just got to do this. And I can't like, like there's no discussion to have. It's just that conversation's over. So there's just like so many ways I've learned to connect dance back to other facets of my life that make it really easy for me to stay driven and really easy for me to justify making time to train and time to connect with other dancers. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Enoch's question because I think it's absolutely, I hadn't even thought of it. That's a good thought, Enoch's. I actually totally see that with Jordan, that Jordan is very much like on this like search for the Sigma male thing. And it's interesting because my experience at least is that like some of the sort of alpha members of the popping community have a certain, yeah, JJ, we still going. How was class?
You done with class, bro?
How was Thai language class? Like push around, and I think that there's like a certain amount of it's a real challenge, right? Like to stay connected to your non-aggressive character and to the music when someone is almost actively dissing what you're doing. It actually, I'm actually super glad. This is such a good segue to something that I really wanted to come up because I think it's so interesting. I don't know if it's relevant to this, but when you told me how you were training Julian with the like actively dissing him.
Oh.
While like the thick skin building, and it also connects to to this thing with your boss, you know, like the development of a thick skin. I feel like fundamentally almost every dancer I've ever met is really kind of a sensitive person, you know, at some level. And yet when you put yourself out, I mean, look, here I this is what I do. I make videos critiquing people, but the development of the thick skin is like, it's so necessary if you're going to maintain your identity, because you cannot guarantee that everyone's gonna, like, that was a trap I just fell in for so long, is feeling like if I just figure out the right way to dance, then everyone will like it. And the loss of that was like, no, you know.
Yeah, man, dance is life.
So wait, so anyway, he trains his students sometimes by actively telling them, no matter what they're doing, how terrible it is. Like, that's whack. That was trash.
Well, I mean, because he's specifically trying to, you know, improve his battle results.
Right.
And so it's just like, yeah, you got to be ready for judgment and to kind of follow through with what you started, no matter what they're saying. Yeah. I don't know. Did I answer that whole question? The original question? What am I working on right now? Definitely still with the footwork stuff. Definitely with cultivating a kind of different energy about my dance, which aligns a little more with like what's going on Live Feet. And
do you have any, somebody brought it up, I don't know how related it is, but that they asked about the KOD and how you're feeling about that. So like, you know, it did, and I want to say before we go any further, this is just where he's at in this moment. By the time KOD happens, I'm sure he'll look back at this and be like, "Oh, dude, that's not where I'm at all anymore." But
yeah, I mean, yeah, it is kind of strange that came up. Another great question from Matthias. I have a short answer for that after this.
Yeah.
But it is strange that came up just days after I kind of like started having these feelings. But at the same time, the people that are on that team are all like very progressive dancers, and they all have something very interesting to share with their craft. And so at the same time, I'm really inspired to just be dancing with them. And they already know all of them know off the top, like, what's up with me, right? Yeah. Like, they know what I do. They know why I do it.
Yeah.
And so if they weren't really willing to inherit that risk from the get-go, like, they wouldn't have asked me. So, you know, I think I just got to do my best to be me and just, like, fucking kill it. Like, and just make it obvious that, like, LA is on some shit right now. Yeah. I'm definitely going to be, like, sharpening up on all my, like, Tabo tech and stuff, because I feel like it helps me pace a little better when I'm on point with what Tabo's been teaching me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, like, I just think I'm just going to let it fly once I get there. But my training going into that is definitely going to be anchored more around popping technique and animation technique.
Yeah.
But what up, E-Bone, by the way? Remember Control Posse? Yeah, man. I entered KOD with JJ.
Yeah.
Control Posse. I still got that shirt, bro. I wear it to work sometimes too. J Smooth, Breezely, Sweepy, and Jordan. I couldn't believe I was on that squad. Like, that squad is like so experienced and like established, and then there's just like this guy.
Tabo and
what?
E-Bone are coming over.
Oh my god! So Tabo can talk shit about me to everyone.
Yeah, right. Live.
Yeah, bro.
Live and drunk.
He's gonna be like, "Yo, Jordan's got to look up more."
Yeah, Jordan.
He's been grilling me on that for
way
years.
Too technical with his feet.
But to answer your original question, Matthias, my battle strategy is nothing.
It's true, man.
Yeah, I have no battle
I can
strategy.
Vouch for that.
My battle strategy is literally just do some crazy shit. because I just want to create. I just want to push myself, and don't let the moment be too big for me to pursue that. That's pretty much it for me.
What I like about Jordan's philosophies in general, Jordan has a lot of philosophies outside of dance or that like cut through dance, is that it's a philosophy that can apply to every environment. It actually, at some level, of course he's going to counterpoint me, but it like it simplifies things at some level. It's like I'm going for being artistically expressed, and that happens in my living room, and that happens at a club, and that happens at a practice session, and that happens in a battle. And I think that, simplicity in that way has a lot of power as you cultivate it, because you don't have to overthink, you don't have to contextualize. You can just express.
And I guess
like
my counterpoint there,
I love it.
It's not so much a counterpoint.
Okay.
But it's
clarification.
Yeah. It's just like that pursuit. Like you said, it's nice that it simplifies things, because if I'm really trying, like, none of these systems that I'm developing or these philosophies, like, nothing can cover everything, right? Like, it's all situationally useful. So like, as long as I carry that awareness about me that like none of these are absolutely true, I just accept that, I'm gonna let these other considerations pass me by at the moment. Yeah. Hey, Hampus is here.
Yeah,
what
man.
up, Hampus? What are some? Oh, the live video has ended.
God was like, this happened with Smoke too. I think there might be a maximum limit.
Oh, like 4 hours. I think we almost hit 4 hours.
Yeah, I think so.
Should we just like dead it or what? Or should we just keep like?
I don't know. You want to
this
finish
going here?
I
guess YouTube is still going, right?
Yeah.
Well, Hampus, if you watch this retroactively,
Yeah.
my non-dance inspiration sources. Still on a movement level though, like a lot of these like new age kind of like fitness people, they have a lot of really cool mobility training going on. Buddha,
Stretch, you mean?
no, just Buddha.
Oh, okay.
I'm like vaguely a Buddhist, because I kind of grew up in that. And what up? Well, is this video still going?
I have no idea.
Like,
man.
how are they still commenting?
I have no idea, honestly.
But yeah, I have some Buddhist leanings. Like, I'm not devout and like fully on the kind of reincarnation, all that stuff, but just the baseline idea that to not allow other things besides my own being to be my source of happiness is like a super cool idea to me, and has like a nice logical flow to it too. So that's like a super inspiring thing, and that's part of why I approach battles the way I do.
Man. Yeah, that's pretty profound what you just said.
And if you get, I don't know if anyone watches Chef's Table, but there's an episode with this like Korean like monk lady, and she drops a couple like really dope lines in there. But she mentions at one point, like, with ego there can be no creativity. I'm sure a bunch of people have said similar things like that.
Sure.
But that rings like absolutely true to me. And so yeah, Buddhism like definitely works its way into a lot of parts of my life. I guess also on some level Stoicism is like a kind of a cool thing to me too. And then I don't know, dude, like everything inspires me just to be like a better person, or like a more considerate artist, or a more free artist, a more empathetic person. And so like I guess I'm at that point where I'm one of those people that like looks to everything for inspiration. But I don't ask it to directly manifest back to, yo, the Massimo episode was the best episode. But I don't ask I get inspiration from everything and tie it directly back to dance immediately, right? I think for me, getting inspired by everything is more of like, it's just like a trickle effect. Like it touches on a spiritual element, which connects to X, Y, or Z, which connects to dance eventually. So I don't have too many like random inspirations. Like I saw this pattern on Otis's towel, and I thought of this tut. Like, I don't have any of that really. I do. I don't know if this counts as an inspiration. I definitely meditate a lot. Like every morning, it's like a habitual thing. I like the discipline that comes with that. And then I also like.
How long?
It ranges from like 15 to 30 minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that came out of, I read this story of this dude that had some pretty severe social anxiety, which is something I struggle with on like a much lesser level. But he started trying to meditate, and he meditated for an hour, and he had no idea what he was doing. He just sat down, closed his eyes, and like the whole time he wasn't really like super present. He was like, "Oh, am I doing this right? I'm uncomfortable, blah, blah." But he noticed like right away after just one session of struggle meditation that he already felt more calm in public. And so he continued the practice, and he like almost shook off all of it. So I kind of put that to the test. It's hard to tell exactly where my decrease in social anxiety is coming from. It might just be because I'm pushing myself out there more in the dance world and just like kind of like, I don't know, like numbing myself to that. Or it could be a combination of the both, or the meditation alone. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like once you start living somewhat like holistically, it gets one of the, I don't think it's actually a downside, but one of the subjective downsides is it becomes increasingly challenging to tell what thing is having an effect, you know, especially if it's not like you know, if I drink a cold brew coffee, I know immediately it's having an effect, but those seem like kind of rare things where there's an obvious effect.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, theoretically you just have to keep.
Yeah, and the nature of scientific research
Yeah.
kind of makes it hard to understand like the interactional effects of like
Exactly.
multiple of these things.
Exact multivariate
Yeah.
effects. Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's so hard to do proper research around
Yeah.
all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I net out at like whenever like we talked about this before, but when you tell me like, oh, you know, you should turn this into something that you sell, or
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You
Always.
train people
Yeah.
on or whatnot.
Productize.
Yeah. But like, it's all just kind of anecdote to me, because it's like just me testing on myself with no control group, no validation on multiple trials necessarily.
I don't know,
Like-
because I feel like I see it like when I saw your solo, and then I think back to the Argentina. I mean, they're clearly influenced, you know. And
But
then-
I can't tell them like objectively, you know,
that's
like
true.
this is what impacts this.
Yeah.
And this is what impacts this part of your life correctly. And so with a lack of like formality there, I just don't feel like it's right to sell that, right?
Mhm.
I can offer it as this is what I've figured out so far for myself, I think. But draw your own conclusions. Yeah. Maybe you can sell that. I don't know. Selling something as perhaps maybe the truth. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think people do that all the time, but you know.
But they sell it as the truth.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sells.
I don't feel
better.
comfortable selling
Yeah,
it as
sure,
the truth.
I like that. Yeah. That's You want any way to train mentally?
Definitely
the meditation.
and the consistency with it. I honestly like I notice a pretty immediate effect. Like if I've somehow cycled off of regular meditation, like the moment I get back on it, like a number of factors in my life improve like pretty immediately.
Yeah, there's a guy, a lot of you probably know him. His name is Tim Ferriss, and he has this book that just came out called Tools of Titans. And the book comes out of his podcast that he does with like high achievers. And after, I think he did, let's just say like 70 episodes, he took, he looked into the commonalities of the people, because they're high achievers across like a lot of different fields. And the main one was that they all meditated. There was like no other, some got up early, some got up late, some ate breakfast, some didn't, all of the kind of things that people, some worked super hard, some were kind of lazy. but almost all of them had a regular meditation practice.
Yeah. So it's definitely a super important one. And I don't know, I guess like I don't consider myself, you know, to have the strongest mental fortitude out of everyone. Like I still get shaken off my path sometimes. My confidence gets shaken sometimes. But I just think continuing to iterate and like continuing to put yourself in those situations and putting your best effort in to have, you know, the proper reaction, getting that data, making a new decision about it for the next time, doing it again, getting more information, making a better decision about it next time. That's all I can see to do for myself, at least right now. Just
Right. And, you know, I don't know how much we've talked about this, but one of our shared analogies that we always use is like the tech startup world. And one of the ideas in that world is that the definition of a tech startup is a group of people trying to solve an unknown problem with an unknown solution. So how do you do something where you don't even know what the problem you're trying to solve is and you don't know what the solution is? And I feel like if you're in an open-ended exploration of like yourself through some art form like dance, it is very much like that, where there are never going to be anything but experiments that you can run. And like maybe you start over time finding things that resonate with you more. It's like you find out who you are through finding out all the things you're not. And that there's no, like that, to me, that's one of the main reasons that there's no shortcuts, is because
just reps.
Yeah, just reps, man. Mat time.
Yeah. And Shez is asking.
Shez?
Yeah, what up, dude?
Oh,
You should have Shez on here at some point.
yeah, I should.
He would
have
be a great.
Shez,
He would be a
yeah.
great talk.
Yeah.
And for everyone else, you should check out Shez. He's like one of the dopest dancers in America.
Yeah, Shez is good.
Well, what could be a prime platform for your dance with the direction you're trying to head in, if not battles? I have no clue. I'm not sure right now. Like at the moment, I feel myself to be like more kind of like grassrootsy, I guess. Like just like really small interactions, like with people, like not necessarily like considering it a specific
Damn,
platform.
That was a good quote Shez just dropped.
What?
Look at the end, the last one.
Oh, a taste is formed by 100 distastes.
Real shit. I'm trying to turn Jordan into a professional Twitch streamer. That's my vision for the prime platform for his dance and his method.
I'm a huge Twitch consumer, so
yeah,
I guess that's logical.
That's how I started being a YouTube producer. I was a huge YouTube consumer. I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah, but I don't know what the platform is for me. I do know that like there is some sort of kind of innate, well, I don't know about innate, but value in just like, you know, when I'm able to have like an honest exchange with people, like we all grow together, and the fact that I can be a part of facilitating growth in others and myself is like there's some sort of nebulous value there, and I don't really know exactly what to make of it, or if that's kind of the end platform for it. Yeah, I'm really confused right now, bro. Sorry.
Well, I mean, in that regard, meaning is kind of like inherently valuable in life, you know, and it oftentimes presents itself as not much more than that. You know, like doing something, like even these videos right now, right? It's like, I don't know, is this a good thing that we're doing? Is this stupid? Like, is it worthless?
I'm sure I'll be embarrassed by like 80%
yeah,
of
you know,
it.
is like but when I see people that watch the videos and are like, hey, I like the videos, I experience meaning from that. And there's not a ton of things in my life that I experience like a tremendous amount of meaning from. And I feel like when you find those things, even if they're small, it's wise to not overlook them, because those things will expand in my experience if you put effort into them.
I'm coming to Hawaii at the beginning of November.
Whoever's watching this video not like in the chat is like, what?
Answering questions. Yeah, I'll be there like beginning of November with my family. Like we're just gonna like grab like an Airbnb or something, hang out at the beach for a bit.
What about this one? Purpose.
Purpose?
How big of a role does purpose play in your artistic endeavors? An interpretation of your purpose?
I am not. Oh, damn! I totally missed that one.
Yeah.
I mean, huge. Like, I kind of necessitate purpose in my dance, right? Like when I talk about I need it to connect to all these different points in my life, like I kind of like necessitate its purpose in my life in order to continue. Well, not in order to, but like necessitating that purpose kind of like helps me continue to work hard at it and still see gains in spirit and in health and in other facets.
So wait, it sounds like you're saying that
like purpose is like almost everything.
But it sounds like what you're saying the purpose is it some like just your own development as a human.
Yeah, and it's that even how and it's evolving constantly because it keeps touching new parts of my life. You know, kind of month to month. Like I might notice something else that some wisdom I gleaned from dance helps me connect with. So that's at least for me because I'm like a super rational person. Like it's a really nice, clean justification that I don't. There's not really any strong reason to question because I'm still continuing to see positive things come out of that way of approaching things.
Yeah, and I feel I'd like to answer this one also because I've had real breakthroughs with this one recently. I have felt like I have known my life purpose for quite a long time, which is to just be so much me, good, bad, ugly, that it inspires other people that to do their version of that, to like just embrace who they are very deeply, regardless of whether it's good, bad, ugly, socially acceptable, etc. And I've really struggled for the entire time I've been dancing to connect that to my dance. And as I've discovered that what makes me feel the best, when I feel most like myself dancing, is when I put the priority on having fun doing it. It feels like, oh, that completely ties into the purpose, because as I have fun, I am like almost axiomatically being myself, and thus hopefully again in dance inspiring other people to find their own version of that and express that. And I'm just really, it's funny. I'm like in the opposite. I'm like in such a good place right now. Like we'll see how long it lasts, but of just feeling very clear that it's like, oh, it's as simple as that, and that it's not going to get better than this. Like this is it, you know. It just is what it is. Mm-hmm. And it's taken me a long time to accept that I'm not, like, I've judged myself so much more harshly, as I'm sure all of us do, than I judge anyone else. Like if I'm enjoying waving, I'm thinking, oh, but I'm not tutting, rather than just immersing myself into the enjoyment of waving. And I find myself letting that go more and more.
Yeah. And I think there's also some other sub-purposes, or not sub-purposes, almost a bigger purpose that I seek through dance, but it's kind of unattainable. Like, you know, like I'm kind of like looking for objectivity, like, and so on some levels I feel like I'm like, even though I'm not a professional dancer, like I feel like I'm the most ambitious dancer because I'm trying to get objectivity out of my experiences in the world, and most of my experiences in the world are viewed as a dancer. And
What
so
does that mean to you?
objectivity,
Yeah, in this sense.
this unattained, just like absolute truth. I don't like.
What would absolute truth in movement look like?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know that humans are capable of it, right? I don't think I'll ever really find it. It's one of those things that I'm kind of like okay to, shoot for the moon, etc. It's like be with the stars, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Like
that one.
I just want to like. By the way, that saying has always kind of irked me. So
Yeah?
depending on how you interpret it, it
Oh,
could be like
no.
completely wrong, right?
Yeah.
Because if you shoot for the moon and you don't quite get there,
You'll be in like the
You'll be like-
stratosphere.
yeah, like you're not even close to a
Yeah,
star. You're
yeah.
still closer to the moon. Anyway,
I guess it just doesn't have the same ring in reverse.
yeah. Shoot for the stars, you'll
and
end up with the moon.
You'll end up on the moon. Okay.
But yeah, like just I don't know, to whatever degree a human can grasp at objectivity, I do seek that through my experiences in dance, and some of it may even end up kind of coming to a head at just like accepting that there's some divine element, about like connecting with others and flow states and catching the ghost and whatnot. I don't know where I'll end up at net out at all this stuff, but that's like a
It's
lifelong
interesting.
pursuit.
Why do you call that objectivity though? It's an interesting choice of words for that pursuit because it doesn't seem very objective. It seems like extremely subjective. Like
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know that a human will ever be capable of
Right.
true objectivity, and so I'm almost like pursuing an endless goal.
well, wouldn't it be pure subjectivity then?
What?
Because it's like you're searching for something that is so specific to you because
Well, but I want to be able to really zoom out that much and like really detach my own opinions from things and like all of the above.
but wouldn't like for instance in an objective like we'll just say like math is objective or something. Movement can't ever be objective or like remotely, can it? Like is there any
I don't know.
does
I think it depends how you
maybe
view
like
the world.
Fred Astaire?
I think
don't-
it depends how you view the world. I'm not
Okay.
I'm not necessarily talking about how I judge dance.
Okay.
Yeah. But like
Okay.
I'm personally of the ilk that believe that there exists an objective reality or an objective truth about things, and that we don't really understand the inner workings of any of it, but that it sits there somehow, some way, and the moment you come at it as a human, it's gone, right? But I'm just like so interested in what is objectively true, that I don't know. I'm willing to kind of just continue to pursue it for the rest of my life, all the while knowing that I'll never really you can't really find it as a human being. Probably, yeah.
That's super interesting. I didn't know that's your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The search for objective truth. Huh.
And in your
Yeah.
way of viewing
Yeah.
things, like with the kind of like holographic
Yeah,
stuff,
sure.
the objective truth is like the average of all truths, right? So
Composite, I think,
composite,
is a better
okay.
word. But
um
that's pure subjectivity.
yeah, well, but I mean, if it is a subjective opinion,
Uh-huh.
but is your opinion of what is the real truth, right?
But if the real truth is the composite of all truths, then you can just pick any truth. And it's true because
Okay.
it's one of the truths.
I don't know.
And that's why I'm just saying pure sub. This is what just so you know, I don't know if this has evolved or devolved at this point, but what I like about what's happening is this is a very objective and honest reflection of conversations Jordan and I tend to have at 2:39 a.m. So to have that objectively into reality to be seen, I'm happy about that. I think I would urge you to play with the possibility that what you're actually in search of is pure subjectivity. Because I think that it's possible that the sort of morass is an almost inherent limitation of a search for objectivity. It's like there's a literal like membrane between our perception and any kind of objectivity.
Yeah.
So as one searches for that, there will be an inherent disappointment. However, I mean, if you're okay with it,
Yeah, I'm already okay that I'm never gonna
Yeah.
find the destination of that I seek.
Okay,
and
well,
I'm not banking
Yeah.
the value of my life
Right.
or my existence
Right.
upon it. Yeah.
Right, same. And I relate to that because while I intend, and in fact, I feel like it's in the definition of what I'm saying. I intend to be as the most myself that I can be, not find the essential core truth of who I am, because I don't even know that that's a legitimate goal.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, also
Yeah.
to Matthias, I will be here in October.
This is such.
I gotta come back to chat, bro.
We just went from the search for ultimate truth to logistics.
Yo,
If that isn't human
Hey, bro.
life, like,
if you
I
want me
don't
to
know
be a
what
pro
is.
Twitch streamer, I
Yeah,
gotta learn
you're
how to
right.
engage with chat,
Okay,
man.
all
All right.
all right, all right. I'm down.
But yeah, like shoot me a message, and if I don't respond, shoot it again, because I'm pretty slow on social media sometimes. And if I don't respond, maybe shoot Otis a message to tell him to tell
All
me
right,
to pick
fine,
up your message.
Fine.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So we'll see. We'll see what comes of my doomed to fail quest.
Yeah. Don Quixote in the building. I love it. I feel like this was so unexpectedly like an excellent non-linear exploration of all of these things that you're exploring. And I think it's really good for the dance community to hear this, because I think it would be good for people to like be thinking deeply like this. I do. I really do. I think it would be so. My dream is for a dance community that's like this, that's really using this, frankly, pretty random hobby, right? Like if you ever hang out with people that don't care about this, it's like, wow, you guys are like really obsessed with this like really specific thing, as a part of like a search for meaning, you know? And again, much like, good, I love it. Look at my little bow tie here. Much like the dance itself, like you can really start that search from anywhere, just like you can start around from anywhere. You can start around from like a concept, you can start around from a rhythm, you can start around from like what your opponent did, and all the paths like just lead, I would say, ever deeper. They just go deeper and deeper and deeper, and I feel like depth is the way forward for this community, which has not always been focused on depth in the way like a lot of other art forms are very explicitly focused on depth, you know, and self-exploration. Yeah, as
Cool.
Baseline said, dance is doper than copying OGs.
Yeah. I
Well
mean,
said.
they're deeper than copying OGs.
Yeah.
Also
Oh.
doper.
Oh, I missed that. Okay, cool. All right, guys.
What if we
Yeah.
you go so deep that you circle back around to copying OGs is
Whoa.
is the
Then you know it's 2:44 in the morning. That's what that.
Yeah, I'm probably
That's what
making less and
proves.
less sense. I don't know that I'm delivering any value at this point.
I think you're delivering value, but let's. I think that's good. That's good. We did it. It's done. Jordan will be back again, I'm sure, and we'll see you guys soon.
Cool. Yo,
All right.
and thanks everyone
Yeah.
for hopping on and asking questions and talking with us. It
And
was super
I
fun.
would request that you encourage Jordan to become a Twitch streamer, because I want to watch his stream.
If anyone wants to buy me a gaming rig,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Peace.